This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Men, if you're ready to reclaim your edge, listen up. I used to be held back by constant bathroom trips with multiple wake-ups during my sleep and looking for restrooms whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Man. After just 2 months, I started experiencing fewer trips to the bathroom, less urge to go, and I even slept through some nights. I feel a noticeable boost in my overall well-being, even sexual stamina. It gives me the freedom and confidence to live life on my terms. Better Man is clinically tested and trusted by thousands of men over 25 years. Ready to take back control? Go to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.
You like parades? You like the Wild? You like the Twins? Do you like Wheel of Topic?
Wheel of Topic!
We just slapped this together a few minutes ago. I appreciate this. Where do we start?
Commons golf game.
Oh, that rolls right to the top. The cream rises to the top, me boy.
What'd you shoot today?
82. It's all
Where'd we
I
play?
can do to shoot 82. I played at Prestwick at Wedgwood and Woodbury. Of course, you're very.
Where'd you hit it on one?
I am right up the gut.
How far from the green were you?
7 iron in my hand.
Second shot?
Knocked it on the green.
Ooh.
Then what?
2-putt par.
Incredible.
Do you remember? I don't know if you were aware of this. A couple of weeks ago, several weeks ago, I said that I was better than 50% of the. I was better at putting than 50% of the players on the PGA Tour. And then LaBelle nominated me for a PST on my. We text and talk more than most people know, and I said that is preposterous. I'm better than 60%. Not only am I not better than anybody in the PGA Tour, I'm probably not any better than anybody on the Corn Ferry. There's probably elderly couples playing the 9-hole Friday night mixer at Winnemac Golf Course that putt better than me. My whole game is just a tear. It's like, and I know I don't work on it. I know I should, but I don't have the patience for it.
What'd you hit for your second shot at 18?
I hit a hybrid, it was par 5. I parred the last hole, but
Really?
Well,
If you stay out of the sand on 18 at the wick, you're good.
when you gotta stay below the stick when you're playing at the wick. I couldn't make putts. I mean, it wasn't awful. I mean, 82 is an okay score. I mean, for the average person. For me, if the golf god whispered in my ear, I would never play better than I did today. I'd never play golf again. I'd just be done. I'd find something else to do with my time. Maybe prepare for my work. Maybe come and actually do some show prep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a preposterous statement.
Sorry to hear that.
I hit a shot in, and it was just got on the front of the green. I'm like, I should be able to hit that club back to that pin. It was like a sort of a middle back pin. And so then I clubbed up one more, and I smacked it 10 feet. So I played the original one, 2-putt par. I actually 2-putted from like 50 feet. I think I need to be 50 feet rather than 2 feet. And then I decided to just putt the other one just for the practice. It took me 12 times. I wasn't going to leave the golf course till I made that putt. It probably took me 12 times to make an 8-foot putt. 10-foot putt. Over and over. And kept missing it right. It's like, I'm trying to hit it a little left, and then all of a sudden I pull it left, miss it right, pull it left, miss it right, pull it left, miss it right. My putting was like the Wolves 3-point shooting in the second half, is what I was. Did the Wolves win last night?
They did.
I fell asleep again. I just can't do it. Doesn't matter. Tonight, it doesn't matter if the Wild started at noon, I'd fall asleep. It's like Sominex for me. Sitting down and watching TV puts me to sleep. Many people listen to the Common Man program and they fall asleep. So I understand it. What's wrong? Something going on?
I just got a text. Colin, if you can play text from the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line, the 952 guy. Con, if you can play around by yourself in less than 3 hours, how long would it take Slowpoke Blakemore to play around alone?
Yeah, well,
I'm fast.
No, you're not. That's the thing. I ripped you the other day.
I'm not fast enough?
No, you're very...
I'm not that slow.
Here's what it is. I always keep it to 3 when it's you, me, and like baby brother Peter, because you're like 2 players.
Oh.
Well,
I'm not that bad. The putting, is that the problem?
Well, you do tend, you're very, I don't know if tedious is the right word. You're very deliberate. Let me say that. You're deliberate. And maybe I should take a lesson from you because you're a better player than I am right now. I'm very quick. You know me. I just swing. I just go. I swing. I go. I swing. I go. I swing. So I guess for me, it seems slow. I ripped you on the air. I'm sorry. And I rip everybody. Oh, you were getting ripped. And then, at first, Tennessee was sticking up for you, but then he saw how much fun I was having ripping you. He piled on too.
Naturally.
So,
yeah. Well, that's look, I have the same swing coach as the common man and Frankie Sappin.
Right.
And
right.
He told me to have a process.
Okay.
And once you check all the boxes, you swing. And so trying to be a little more consistent.
You and we share the same swing coach as Frankie Sappin, he was brilliant over.
Yes, well,
and he rinsed it on the 71st hole. Still, third place, nice paycheck.
It's not bad.
We'll take a peek at the pros later. Brought to you by the Minnesota Golf Association. That comes up, I think, about 2:15. Or is that Friday? No, I think that's a Thursday bit. You'll see it on the log somewhere. Right. If it's not, we'll do it. So we'll take a look at the leaderboard then. If you were to tell me, not just the Wolves, any NBA team, they went 1 for 17 from 3-point range. I'd say, well, did they lose by as much as the Miami Heat lost to the Cavaliers in Game 4? You would have thought they lost by 60 points. They won the game. And I was astonished when I saw what Gobert did. Well, not so much the rebounds, but the points. 27 points, that matched his season total, I think, right? I think he was 27 points for the season going into last night's game, and he scored 27. So he matched his season total. And and we talked about this yesterday. I didn't think there was much. I bet Rosen. I was wrong, though. I thought it would be a 7-game series. I thought the Lakers, and I don't know if it's, do I give the Wolves like you get extra credit in school? Do I give the Wolves extra credit for winning in 5, or do we take something away from the Lakers, or is it a combination? Because the Wolves won at 4-1, and they did everything they needed to do. But you know what I'm saying? It was almost like, I thought it was going to be 7. Was the reason was 5 is because the Wolves were so good, or the Lakers were so bad, or a combination? I think it might have been a combination. Like the Wolves were really good overall. The Lakers they're basically a 5-man team, or they were actually 3 really, and they just didn't have enough. They just didn't have enough bodies to beat a team like the Timberwolves. So the Timberwolves move on. And did I see this? This is the first time the Wolves have ever in the history of their franchise, in back-to-back years, won playoff series. Because, in 2003, 2004, the only other time they had ever won a playoff series. Think about that. It was the only time until recently. But, until last year. That's the first time that they ever, the next year, won a first-round series. That's the first time it's ever happened. So they move on. They take on the winner of Houston mailed it. We'll talk about that. They're going to play the winner of Houston versus Golden State. We'll take a break. We got plenty to get to today. Do you have a bonus bucks keyword to pass along to the listeners?
I do. The fanandbigdeck.com. I'm going to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Head to KFAN.com and the keyword happy. The keyword is happy. KFAN.com. Keyword happy.
Hey, friend, I know how this feels. Waking up exhausted after multiple trips to the bathroom and feeling embarrassed by sudden leaks. I used to be constantly on edge, searching for a restroom whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Woman. I was skeptical at first, but 2 months in, everything changed. I experienced improved bladder control, no more heart-stopping moments when I laugh or sneeze, less urge to go, deeper and more restful sleep. I finally felt like myself again, confident and in control. Better Woman is natural, effective, clinically tested, and trusted by women for over 25 years. Ready to take back your control? Head over to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.
Bonus Bucks is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000.
Bonus Bucks
Every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and to learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
BigDeck.com. That's my Bill Rafferty impression. You ever notice that when you're watching March Madness, they go to break? He'll just start saying, and the big man put it in the bucket there for the ass. And he said something like, the big man put it in the bucket for the lead for Temple or something like that. But and I like it. I love it. I can never decipher exactly what he's saying. But and the Bradshaw Bright came back text line. I saw this, speaking of the Bradshaw Bryant KFAN text line, this text just came in and says, not joking, every construction worker on site are weeping after that montage.
Oh.
Weeping, sobbing, grown men. I wonder what it's like running a jackhammer while you're crying. I just did the visual.
Yes, it was good.
Thanks. You know what I sometimes forget? How much sports, how much it means to people, and how it affects them, emotionally, even physically, I guess. For instance, I'm at the golf course today. I'm playing solo. Baby brother Peter didn't feel like getting up that early. And run into a couple of the grounds crew people. One said, big one tonight. Big one tonight. The other one said, how about those Wolves? So both, instead of asking me how my round was going, which I think is a bit more important, they were excited about the game tonight when the Wild tried to stave off elimination in their first round, best of 7 Stanley Cup hockey playoff matchup with the Golden Knights, and others happy that, hey, Wolves get out of the first round. They eliminate the Lakers. They move to the semifinals of the Western Conference Finals, and they're awaiting the winner of Houston and Golden State. And I used to be that way. I was just here at work, one of the, in the little sales stable over there, the guys over there. I see Ben, and he's walking down the hall. I go, what's it like being you? And he said, really good that the Wolves won. Went into the break room. And I guess I underestimate. I don't know why. I've been in the business for 30 plus years, in the sports talk business. And I got into the radio business back. I don't like to talk about myself, very often. You know that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I don't like to use myself as an example or an analogy or comparison. But, in this case, I think I'll go ahead and do it. But I used to be that way, I've talked about the throw pillow game, with the kiddies. I just couldn't believe they lost to the 4-11 Bears, and I got so angry because they controlled their own density at that point. They were 9-6. They win there in the postseason. It was like in 2000, I think. I threw that pillow on the ground. My wife goes, "What's wrong with you?" And I thought, what is wrong with me? Why do I invest so much emotionally? And what's the other word I'm looking for? Is it emotions? Is that the word, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah. You've got a personal stake in it. And you take it personally.
Yeah, and no reason to really. I've said this before. Regardless of what city you live in or state, that team, I guess, represents you. But how many guys on the Timberwolves team are from Minnesota? Zippo, right? And they're mercenaries. You go where the money is, right? That's the other thing when players will do the old, we got the best fans in the world here. Of course, when they signed that $150 million free agent contract with San Diego, suddenly San Diego has the greatest sports fans in the world. Isn't that funny how that works? But people are jacked, and I like it. I'm okay. Got a little pep in my step, but there are people that actually live, eat, drink, sleep the local sports teams, and it affects their mood. It makes them happy when they win and sad when they lose, and that's good. So we're certainly happy after last night. I saw where somebody sent this email to me. Okay, that comment at KFAN.com from last night's game. Let me find it here, because I think it raises some interesting issues. What did I do with it? I set it on top because I wanted to mention it. Oh, here it is. I found it. No, this would be an email. Sorry. This was to Common at KFAN.com. This was at 12:03 a.m. Is that when that game got over?
Must have been.
It says, even with Rudy being star of the game, Charles Barkley and Shaq were still making fun of him. These are the same experts who picked the Lakers in 5 games. Nice to see the Wolves win and Rudy getting respect. He was a beast tonight. And then I responded to the emailer because I'm a gadfly. I said, well, 1 out of 87 games, he was a beast. Because it's an 82-game regular season, and now they play 5 more games. I always love that one. It's almost like people are insulted. And I guess that, and I don't know if it's just in Minnesota, because I know this is all I experience is what's here. I don't know if that happens like, yeah, I mean, you're a Packer fan, but you're not from Green Bay. You're from Iowa, but your mom and dad were Packer fans. You were named after Brett Favre this, Brett Favre that. I'm tired of Brett Favre. But it seems that people really take it personal if especially if it's national guys. Yeah. Like doubt your team or discount them or poke fun at them. And does it actually make you angry and bitter? I guess it does. I mean, I'm not saying this is Corby. I'm not saying he's actually angry and bitter, but he was annoyed enough, or at least, or maybe he was annoyed, but it was like, we got the last laugh here. Enough to that at 12:30 at night, he went to his handheld or to his computer and emailed the Common Man because he was delighted that Shaq and Bark. And I heard that Shaq did some kind of a fake, like he was choking on his words, because Shaq has been very hard. I saw the episode of the panel show when I don't remember exactly what it was, but Shaq was denigrating. It was a story too, because I think Gobert even responded, right? Maybe you can find that story. I'd probably be hard to find, maybe not. I don't know. But Shaq went after him for, I guess, they're not, making all that kind of money to really be, just an okay player. And I think Gobert is better than an okay player. I mean, he won Defensive Player of the Year 4 different times, but I think I don't know, the Shaq and Kenny and Chuck, they like to poke fun at guys, but
Rudy was all over that montage. I think half of the highlights were Rudy highlights. 27 points and 24 boards. And it says these are some of the experts who picked the Lakers in 5 games. Well, look, it's like, it's obviously everybody that picked the Lakers was wrong, including Mark Rosen, who owes me $2 now. Hopefully he'll pay me. And I was going to let him out of the bet for $1.85. I even had one time said, give me $1.75 and I'll let you out of the bet. And he didn't want to do it. I picked the Wolves in 7 to try to get ripped because, you thought it would take them 7 games to get past the Lakers. I guess the Lakers weren't as formidable as I thought they would be. And, but I don't feel like, I guess people love it. That's all part of sports, right? It's like Packer fans hate Viking fans and vice versa. And that's the way it's got to be. It's almost to the point where it's all-star wrestling. You have your bad guys and your good guys. But, to me, it makes no never mind to me what the national people say, I think most people know I enjoy Lions football, and if people want to I don't care if they make fun of them. I make fun of them. I make fun of them as much as anybody. So but man, people are hyped up. And imagine if the Wild come back and win this series, we'll be doubly hyped. We'll have 2 teams
in the Western Conference semifinals of their respective sports. And I don't think both teams are going to win the whole thing. I'm not even convinced either one will win the whole thing this year, though it is starting. The Wolves are starting to they're starting to do the things they've never done that would make them win an NBA championship. They dismantled the Lakers. I do think, whether it's Houston or Golden State, that will be a step up in competition. Not a ton, because the Lakers were a fairly good club.
Got good players.
I think if and again, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but if it comes down, and I would think Oklahoma City is going to advance to the finals. It'd be a pretty good matchup. You remember we had the greatest comeback in the history of the National Basketballs, or we at least here in town feel like it was, when we came back from, I think we were like almost 30 points down at one time and beat OKC. So that would be another really nice series to see. But yeah, people are pumped. Let's get it pumped up around here. We'll pause. We'll come back. You're a big hockey guy, right?
I am.
So I want to. We'll go back and forth with the basketball. We're not done with it yet with the Wolves game. We want to break down a couple of the inside the paint kind of a thing. But I want to get your thoughts on the Wild tonight. They take on, that game is an early start, relatively speaking, compared to what we have had. We've had a 10 o'clock start. 6:30 is the puck drop tonight. You'll hear it on this radio station. It's the Wild against the Golden Knights. Game 6, Wild facing an elimination game here, and you'll hear it right here on the Fan. We'll talk Wild next.
Hey, friend. I know how it feels, waking up exhausted after multiple trips to the bathroom and feeling embarrassed by sudden leaks. I used to be constantly on edge, searching for a restroom whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Woman. I was skeptical at first, but 2 months in, everything changed. I experienced improved bladder control. No more heart-stopping moments when I laugh or sneeze, less urge to go, deeper and more restful sleep. I finally felt like myself again, confident and in control. Better Woman is natural, effective, and trusted by women for over 25 years. Ready to take back your control? Head over to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.
Got a vibe here?
I do.
Vibe it up.
Carboni's Pizza is here to fuel you all the way through the playoffs. Visit one of their 30-plus locations to enjoy delicious pizza and get ready for the Minnesota playoff run. Find your nearest Carboni's today at carbonispizza.com.
So, I think I play too much golf.
No.
I walked the front 9 today, and I played 36 yesterday. And my
You have a push cart?
no, no. Right over the shoulder, my boy.
Wow.
I hoof it with a bag.
I'm tired after walking 9.
Well, I parked up, I don't know, 3rd ramp, 4th ramp, whatever. I don't know which one I parked. Oh, my God. I had trouble getting out of the car. I think I need to get one of those. I'm at that point now. What's that thing where you put it around your neck and then if you fall and you can't get up, you press it?
Life alert?
Life alert. I think I might need that because I almost fell getting out of the car. And it took me a while to just hobble across the parking ramp and walk down the stairs. I decided to take the stairs, and that was a mistake, I think. Well, I made it, but I mean, I probably should have taken the elevator.
So here's an idea.
All right.
So yesterday I'm playing Hastings Golf Club, and the group in front of me has like 2 guys riding, 1 guy walking, and another guy has what I can only describe as like a Segway / scooter thing where his clubs are on the front of the scooter device, and he's just riding it around, standing up. Like it was like a motorized skateboard almost.
Well, they have these, and I know when I play with over at Burr Live Oaks, they've got Raycraft will have me out there. He's a member out there, and They've got the motorcycle ones. I mean, they're not real motors, but they're like a motorcycle. They're battery powered, but you hook those up. Those are fun. And you can take them anywhere you want. You can drive them right up next to the tee box, next to the green, because they're just light. They allow you to do something like a cart. And it's fun. I mean, and I actually usually play well when I have those because I'm having more. I don't think about my golf game. I'm thinking about, I don't want to pickle. I just want to ride on my motorcycle. So maybe I better back down. I might beat up today. Now I got to eat lunch pretty quick. This is a difficult day for me today. Wild. There have been 5 games. Only one of them was. We had 2 overtime games. The last 2 games, 4 and 5. Our first win, was it kind of a laugher? Did we win 5-2 with an empty netter? Is that what the score was?
I want to say that was the home game off the top of my head, game 3. But they won kind of late.
Right.
Unless I'm getting my games mixed up.
Well, what I'm saying, there's only been one laugher, right? If you call that a laugher. They've all been very hotly contested games. We talked about this yesterday with Tennessee, and I don't think we're alone in this opinion. I think others share it. I want to get your take on it. We can do the old, well, this is just Minnesota sports. People like to do that. And I guess there is a thread that seems to run through all of Minnesota sports because we only have the 2. When you're talking about the men's major 4, we only have 2 world championships. And the last one was 91. It's the Twins of all teams. They won in 87 and 91. I think everybody's aware of that. And so we always feel like, well, it's not if, it's when. When is the other shoe going to drop? It never works out for us. And so here we are. We had a 2-1 lead, which I think surprised a lot of people because, the Golden Knights are considered, what seed were they?
Well, they won the Pacific.
Yeah, so they won the Pacific. I guess seeds don't really matter. So they won the Pacific, a talented club. Tennessee, the greatest hockey mind in town. You might be challenging him, I think, as a great hockey mind.
I'll take it.
Did think, well, Golden State's a bit deeper than we are. We've got one really good first line, the other line, Golden State's a little deeper yet. And Golden State first line has been outplayed by our first line by leaps and bounds, and games have been close. And I'm going to blow my own horn because I don't want somebody else's lips on my own horn. But I remember there was all this weeping and gnashing of teeth and this woe is us. We're going to lose because, and I said, well, when we had Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek at the beginning of the season, we were one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. Kaprizov was, and this is early in the year, so obviously they don't do the voting after 3, 4, 5 weeks, but he was like, this guy could win the Hart Trophy. He's that good. And then they lost Eriksson Ek. I think, didn't he get hurt and come back and get hurt and come back and get hurt and come back? I think there was a couple of times.
Yeah, he got hurt. He played the Four Nations face-off, and then he got hurt again, I think, in practice. I believe that's how that timeline
Kaprizov basically missed almost the entire season after he got hurt the first time. He came back for 3 games. It didn't go well. He went back.
Yep.
And so I thought, well, if those 2 come back and play like they are capable of, why not us? Why not now? And that first game back, we won 8-7. Eki had 4 goals. Kirill had 2, and it looked like, wow, not only did they pick up where they left off, but they've even taken another step. And then I think the next couple of games after that, they didn't play quite as well. That was probably a lot of adrenaline getting back for the first time, knowing we needed a win too. But they've been playing well, and so if we were one of the, and we were a surprise team, I think at the beginning of the season. But if we were playing like that, then we were pretty much everybody's back. Why couldn't we do it now? And those last 2 games, as you know, it could just as easily have gone the other way, and people want to go, but that's just how it goes with Minnesota sports. I'm not convinced of that. I don't think it was the reason those 2 games. The reason the Wild lost those 2 games is because they're based in the state of Minnesota. I don't believe it. I'm a firm believer. You heard me say this once. You've heard me say it a couple, 1,400 times. And that, just because something has happened over and over and over again doesn't mean it's going to continue to happen. I always use the Twins as an example. They lost 18 consecutive postseason games. It's a record that still stands to this day for the men's major 4. And people say, well, it means they're going to, well, that doesn't mean they're going to lose the 19th. And they didn't. They ended up actually not only won a game, but they won a series.
And then they cut payroll.
Exactly. That's what they did. So, and if they'd been blown out, like the last two games, 6-1's your final Golden Knights, and then, 5-1, but it wasn't. They were overtime games, and I saw both overtimes. And they had an opportunity to score. Oh my God. They did. They could have easily won. And then we saw the heartbreaker with Hartman. Was it Hartman who scored the goal, and then they got waved off because of offsides?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, Nyquist was offsides.
Yeah. So,
that one stunk. Then the worst part about that is that we got teased twice because of the goal. And then I went to review to see if he kicked it. And then we got to celebrate a second time. We really are going to win this. And they review it again, this time in our coaches challenge, and that's when they take it away. I mean, they couldn't have drawn it up to be more kicking the stones than that.
And see, I believe that can work in your favor. Not favor, can work in your favor. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're annoyed by it.
Could.
People get motivation from different places. There are, that's why they call it bulletin board material, right? When another team dismisses you or disses you, or local media doesn't give you a chance, we'll circle the wagons and we'll show them. And so you lose like you did when you had that game. It looked like Teddy said it exactly right about had that goal been, let's say there was no offsides, and the Wild go on to win that game and then win the series. That's one of those highlights we use over on every Wild montage from now until they fire me, which is going to happen someday. Someday they're going to say it's over. They're going to unplug the Neumann BCM 104. No, what do we have now? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't even remember. And they're going to say it is. Matter of fact, I think I'm at the end of the middle of the end of my career. Because you have the beginning of the end, the middle of the end, of the end of the end. And then you have to have the beginning of the beginning of the end, the middle of the beginning of the end, and the end of the beginning of the end. And then you have the beginning of the middle of the end, and the middle of the middle of the, and you know what I'm saying? I think we're at the middle of we're just wrapping up the end of the middle of the end. And then we're going to go to the beginning of the end of the end. But I don't know how long that's all going to take. And so where are we with the Wild now, too? Is this the beginning of the middle of the end of the end of the end? I don't know. I'm confident. I think they can rally behind this and say, that game, I know technically he was offside and this and that, but that was our game. And the one before was our game. And so, so I think, I expect, I don't think it's, like in some sport, hockey's, I guess there are blowouts in hockey. I'm not suggesting they're not. But in the playoffs, I think I think tonight's game is going to, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is going to go down to the last few minutes of that third period. It's going to be a tie or one team's going to have a 1-goal lead. And I will say this, and tell me if you agree with this. It's always nice to get out to a 2-goal lead, but I think the Wild should keep it 0-0 as long as they can. No, I really do. Don't you? Because the danger, well, first of all, 2-goal lead's the most dangerous lead in all of hockey.
I always love that one.
When you're up 2-0, the other team really starts to pour it on, and then you all of a sudden you're just trying to.
You're on the back foot.
You're on the back foot. It's like who was the kid that put his finger in the dike?
I know the expression. I know what you're talking about.
I think his name was. It was either Hansel or Gretel. One of the two. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Rapunzel. But they put their finger in the dike. And so that's all you're trying to do at that point, because the other team is just pouring it on, and it's like all of a sudden they're peppering your goalie. The ice seems, this is my favorite cliche in hockey, the ice seems slanted or tilted the other way. We need to tilt the ice tonight. That's what we need to do. We need to tilt that ice. We need to come out. And I would say, if we get on the power play, shoot. Don't just stand. Don't do that. You know, that little, throw a little pass over there and have a pass over here and let's try to set up the perfect. There's no perfect shot in hockey. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Yell it. Yell it at the top of your lungs. Shoot, shoot, or sit, sit, sit.
Yeah.
That's a callback.
Bite.
No, that's a callback to yesterday's show, or maybe the day before was a 10 to B bit with this boy. See, this show is almost like it's like a cereal. Not like a breakfast cereal or a serial killer, though we do kill a lot of time on the radio. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to, if you listen all the time, it's like, it's a hell of a plot line on the program. It's hard to follow sometimes, too. Chip Scoggins is going to join me tomorrow. He agreed. I'm loading up with guests. Not that I don't trust Sam, but it's like, I decided to be like the other shows once in a while.
Why not?
Morning show has 3 guys plus Zach. Who else is a regular on there every day? Don't they have a
Lieber was in. Martin
but I'm talking about every day because Zach is on every day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Is there anybody else that's also on every day, or is it just basically those 4?
It's typically the 4 of them, then there's some mainstays.
Yeah, and then the mainstays.
Yeah.
PA's got a guest. How many did he have today?
Me checks notes. Let's see. Counting. Well, no, I'm not going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 guests today.
4 guests today.
Yep.
Is that light for him too?
That's about right. Maybe 1 light.
Okay. And then Barrero probably does what? 1
an
to
hour.
3 or 1 an hour. So maybe 3 a show. I got Rosen. I don't even know if I wouldn't even call him a guest.
What would you call him?
Well, because guests, like you usually invite him in and he just shows up now. I don't even, but I don't tell him to leave. I
was hoping you would say fraud there.
Oh, well, fraud, yeah. So we're going to have Chip Scoggins in. And then, I should get John Bonus in. I haven't had Bonus in talk a little baseball. Scoggins is coming in at 1. He said he's got at least a couple of segments, maybe 3. 2 for sure. He'll go to 1:30, 1:45. He's probably going to have to write wild. I think I got Bonus's number in here somewhere. We text and talk more than most people. Talk a little Twins baseball. No Lil B tomorrow. She's out the next 2 Fridays. No 10 and B. And so we're not even going to bother doing program password. Too much work. Because you're not working tomorrow. Sam is.
Yeah.
Sam's a relatively new a producer / sidekick guy he works several different stations here in the building, I think. Mm-hmm. He'll be joining the Common Man program for the first time ever. I wonder what kind of a vibe he'll have. Do you know Sam very well?
I mean, I've only met him just recently. Okay. But yeah, seems like a good guy.
I wonder what do you think he's just dreading working on the program? Because I think for the longest time, maybe you still do, I think you dreaded it, right?
I didn't dread it for the reasons you think, not like I didn't want to work. I didn't know where you were going to go.
Oh.
And so I had to be ready for anything. And now
Well, you never know because that's the kind of show we are.
Yep.
It's unpredictable. And
but now I'm comfortable with it.
You're comfortable. And you're comfortable with where you've been, where you're going, and where you're at.
Correct.
Yeah. You look comfortable over there, too. Seem like you're sitting in that chair and you look rested and comfortable. I'm comfortable over here right now, too. I just wish it was 1 o'clock so I could start eating lunch. This will be the 3rd day in a row I'm having. Do you eat leftovers? Do you cook? You're a bachelor, right?
I'm not married, no.
Yeah. Oh. You have a gal?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Above average. Do you live together or?
I don't. I live alone still.
Okay. Do you cook for yourself?
I mean, I eat like Corey Cove, so my definition of cooking is making a frozen pizza, but sure. Not proud of it, just a fact.
What do you, so you're just, when you say you're Corey Cove, he only eats like pasta and chicken fingers, right?
Yeah.
Is that all you eat?
I'm not a big pasta guy, but it's a lot of pizza and a lot of chicken tenders and fries as well. And some other bread-related products. Yucky.
Salami sandwich?
No!
Burger?
No!
I know. It's been that way since I was a baby.
Spaghetti?
No!
A lot of this stuff I've tried, if that makes you feel any better. But no.
How about raw fish?
No!
Yucky.
How about snake? You ever have snake before? Should try it. It's good.
Have you had snake?
Oh, it's the only thing I won't eat is raw fish and snake. Otherwise, I'll eat anything.
I wish I was like that.
I'm about to have cheesy mini meatloaves. It's almost kind of got a tomato kind of a sauce on the top. You wouldn't eat a meatloaf. You don't like ground beef or any kind of beef at all. What is wrong? I shouldn't say anything. I feel bad. It's probably nothing you probably don't want to be that way. Is it the flavor, the texture? Do you just not like eating things that had a heart in it and were beating forever?
No, it's just, chicken tenders are probably quarter of my food diet. So it's a mental thing. It's a mental block. There's no rhyme or reason for it. It's been that way forever.
We got 3 people like that here.
Yeah.
You cook, and 10 to be would probably be considered a...
He's on the weird food eating spectrum. For sure.
But he's certainly not where you guys are.
No.
He would be considered what's the word? And I wouldn't say reckless, but experimental. Look at me.
I'll put it this way. Speaking of the breaking news, I was with my gal the other day, and we were having like crumble cookies, and she's like, I don't know what this one is. And she just ate it. I was like, I don't know how you can mentally do that. Like, I can't wrap my head around, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to eat it anyways. Never in a million years could I do that. Just a mental, it's weird.
Garlic mashed potatoes?
I'd have like garlic, like cheesy bread. That sounds good.
Cocoa Puffs?
I probably could.
Lucky Charms? Oh, you ever eat oatmeal? How about fruit?
No.
You ever eat any fresh fruit?
Got lots of vitamins for that. I know.
Like an orange? An apple?
Nope.
Watermelon?
Nope.
I didn't know this about you.
I have to do supplements. Yeah. Or else it gets really bad.
Really?
Yeah, it sucks. Oh, I hate it. Trust me. I'm the first person that wants it to change. I'm sure Corey does too. Corey can't do pizza, which I think, like, that blows my mind that you can't do that because that's such a core of staple of mine. It's just a weird mental thing that we got.
It is, and I never realized there was that many people that had that.
Yeah, that stinks.
Like, for me, the thing that I have a phobia is forced carries on a golf course from like about anywhere over 150 yards. That's where I have a phobia. I can't do it. It's really hard for me to go, you know what, I'm just going to hit this knockdown, punch, cut, fade, draw, 150 carry over the water. That's hard. I got a phobia about that. But that's about it for me. Well, gosh. You feel like you cut open a vein here. Did I put you on the spot? Did I embarrass you?
No, you didn't embarrass me.
Because I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I just started talking about, wanted to get to know Brett Blake a little bit more. Because all I really know about you is you're a slow golfer. No, and that you're named after Brett Favre. You're from Iowa. You're comfortable hitting it farther and straighter.
That's true. Boy, I was brilliant yesterday at the driver.
Were you really?
Brilliant. Yeah.
That's about all I know about you. I didn't know you had. I didn't know you had a gal.
Yeah, I haven't actually said it on the air before.
Really?
So, yeah, that was the first time.
Is this something you rather? Am I? Look, you could just tell me to stop.
No, it's fine.
Because I cut over I got skeletons in the closet, and I ain't opening that door. But I don't mind talking about who I've been, where I've been, where I'm going, or where I'm at.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like talking about myself.
I'm fine talking about. What I don't like to do is if you were rolling about, Sam Howell and the Vikings, and I go, by the way, did I tell you I have a gal? I don't want to parade around.
Oh, right.
But if you ask me about it, I'm open to talk about it.
How long have you known her?
Known her for like a year and change.
Really?
Dating for like 4 months now. So, yeah.
I got the wedding bell blues, Bill.
Yeah, okay.
No, we're not going that. Well, that'd be quick, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awful fast. My gal and I started dating in 91, didn't get married till 1999.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't either. I was in that era. I was in the tail end of the hippie era where it's like, well, we lived together. Isn't that good enough? I mean, why do we have to be married? Why do we have to go in front of a a preacher, the justice of the peace. Why do we have to have a piece of paper that says till death do us part? I'll just tell you right now, till death do us part. It's less complicated, not as expensive. Most gals don't really like that. Nope. They want it to be etched in stone. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay. But then you're kind of
everyone's got to be there for it.
Well, right. Well, then you're kind of put on the spot because you're like, well, now she knows I'm going to ask her to marry me. And so it's really not going to be a surprise. So when do I do it? Do I wait a week, a month, a year?
Yeah.
And of course, I asked for her hand in marriage on bended knee, on the shores of the North Sea, in the shadows of the Firth of Forth. And she said later, yeah, she kind of saw it coming. It's like, let's go for a walk.
How much of that was because she can rattle the pots and pans?
Well, yeah, that's the most underrated thing in the world. But your girl doesn't need to know how to rattle the pots and pans.
That's the brilliant.
She just has to know how to preheat an oven and throw in a frozen pizza.
Pretty much. You have to sell it as you're a cheap date and you're easy to please. Because a lot of girls would be like, I can't go to this sushi restaurant. Like, well, you can. I'm just not going to eat. But yeah, she's fine. What
do you do at Thanksgiving?
Eat before or eat after. Yeah. It sucks. I hate it. Trust me.
Pumpkin pie?
No.
Apple pie?
No.
Boston cream pie?
No.
Oh, how about you? Come on. You like chocolate? No, you don't even like chocolate?
No, I'll eat chocolate.
Could you do French silk pie? Do you know how good French silk pie is?
I don't. Could I do French? I don't even know.
Oh, dude. Have you ever thought of seeing a hypnotist?
Yeah. One day I want to get it fixed, whether it's that or therapy or whatever it is.
How about a hypnotist?
Maybe.
We could try during the break. You got a pocket watch?
I don't. No,
because I can just go, you are very hungry. You are very hungry. And when I snap my fingers, you'll devour anything and everything. Then all of a sudden, what if all of a sudden you're eating like, you turn
could change my life.
Yeah, you turn into Gordon Ramsay, Well, anyway, I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to eat mini meatloaves and garlic mashed potatoes, and I got an orange as well. So I'm going to do that.
It's all yours.
But you know what else thank you. You know what else we're going to do, though?
What's that?
A little 534 tease, please.
Less food talk, more sports talk with 534.
Hey, friend, I know how this feels. Waking up exhausted after multiple trips to the bathroom and feeling embarrassed by sudden leaks. I used to be constantly on edge, searching for a restroom whenever I was out. Then I discovered Better Woman. I was skeptical at first, but 2 months in, everything changed. I experienced improved bladder control, no more heart-stopping moments when I laugh or sneeze, less urge to go, deeper and more restful sleep. I finally felt like myself again, confident and in control. Better Woman is natural, effective, clinically tested, and trusted by women for over 25 years. Ready to take back your control? Head over to BeBetterNow.com to order your supply today. That's BeBetterNow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed. Individual results may vary.